everyone and welcome to CFC Fan TV. I haven't been on the channel for a while, went away to Dubai, but I did do a vlog yesterday, or well, half of a vlog, and then I just thought, what the hell's the point, because this is getting ridiculous. Maybe I should have carried on vlogging. It's never good to stop midway through, but if I'm being honest, I thought the first half of that game was very frustrating. I thought, well, the whole 90 minutes are very frustrating, really. Ben, this is Ben, everyone. I'm sure you've seen him before. He's a Chelsea fan. He's on many Chelsea forums, and he's come to join us today to give us his view and his insight on what happened, and we're going to do a few other videos, aren't we, Ben? Now listen, okay, without having my opinion on the game first, let's ask you for yours. Good or bad?
Bad. I mean, I'm not taking a 1-1. I've said this before. With the fixtures that we had at the weekend, you know, we had Spurs losing, we had Arsenal playing United. It was the perfect weekend for us to get 3 points, and we failed to do that. So anything less than 3 points yesterday was a failure, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's really difficult for me because I want to try and put a positive spin on these videos. I had somebody come into my work the other day and be like, you moan about every manager, and I was like, no, just one actually. I was like, I've liked all the other managers. But it's very frustrating for me to see us. Everyone can say, yeah, but you were dominating most of the game. You were like, you put in loads of pressure, but that was obviously going to happen. Wolves knew all they needed to do was to put 10 men behind the ball and then get us on the counter. And I thought their goal was very good. And they only had, for me, they only had that one clear-cut chance. Probably had a couple others sort of here and there, but that was the one clear-cut chance they had, and they took it. If that was us, I don't think we would have converted that into a goal, because we had about 20-25 chances to put something in the back of the net. And I think the only standout moment, I would say, of the game, more or less, was, you know, Pedro taking a shot, because I don't think we've seen that since the likes of, you know, when those days when we used to have like David Luiz score at Craven Cottage and Matic at Everton, those sorts of games. I haven't seen us even attempt that. Is that down to Sarri? Is that down to the players? Like, what is that?
I think it's Sarri's implement of play. It's sort of a walk a ball into the net type of play.
Yeah.
But I think he's sort of realising very, very quickly that with the Premier League, you sometimes have got to take a shot from range, because you never know. It's like a 50-50, it will either go in or it doesn't. It's just how well you connect with the ball. But yeah, I mean,
it was just a really frustrating game, I think.
Yeah.
And I was vlogging it, and you know, listen, I vlog these games quite often, really, and I love vlogs because I think it gives you fans that can't go to the game an insight into, you know, what it's like and what happens, and especially where I sit in the shed upper. Anyway, you sit at Stamford, which is good, but you know, it's all season ticket holders. Matthew Harding lower. I used to sit there. I was too short in the end. But no, like, you know, I love doing those videos because it makes you feel like you're at the game. But at the moment, and I have to say, throughout the last 6 months, not 6 months actually, that's a lie, last 3 or 4 months, just it's been really, I think it's not been very good football. And I don't just speak for myself, you know, I tend to listen to what fans say around me, and there's not one fan at the moment that's enjoying watching us play. So that's got to count towards something, you know. It's not just my opinion, and it is very frustrating because at no point yesterday, especially in the first half, no matter how many chances we had, did I think we were scoring a goal, and we should be winning that game at Stamford Bridge. I think it's a bit embarrassing not to win that game. You know, Wolves are a good team, but at home at the Bridge, we should be getting 3 points there, especially when we're challenging for top 4.
I do agree. I mean, taking no credit away from Wolves, Wolves are a very good side.
Yeah.
In fact, I've completely underestimated them this season. I think the way they took us apart at Molineux, the way they approached the game, they just knew, sit back, wait for their chance, and they'll get something out of it, and they did. But again, it's at the Bridge. The Bridge for us used to be, and probably at the time still is, a fortress. It should be, every team should fear going to these grounds, but
I don't think they do at all. I think out of the top 6-7 teams, I think we are, when it comes to, I mean, Wolves are quite a good size, a bit different, but I wouldn't, any of the bottom 10, for instance, if I was looking at the top 6 or 7 teams, I think that they fear Chelsea the least. I think they know how to get a result out of us. Yeah,
at the moment, I think until Sarri implements like a plan B, they just know, isolate Jorginho, then they've got the ball moving about.
I thought Jorginho had a really bad game yesterday.
Yeah, I think he did.
Some of his passing, I mean, his forward passing, for instance, just hit straight to a Wolves player, and then we've lost the ball again, and it takes us about X amount of time to get it back. And yesterday as well, another thing that bothered me, we were just passing the ball around the back. We didn't really know what to do.
Yeah.
I didn't see us really running at them with the ball. You know, it's all like, who can I pass to? We'll run with it, and then maybe you have a few options.
Yeah, I think when the crowd are actually trying to point to the players where to pass, that's a little bit embarrassing and a little bit worrying, because when you're just passing it back doing the same routine and you're 1-0 down against a team that will let you pass around your back because they won't do anything to you until you come forward. Wolves were there to get a point, and even though with the Hazard's amazing goal in the 90th minute, it was more 2 points drop for them, but it was also 2 points drop for us. Just like we mentioned earlier, with the fixtures, we had to win that game, and Jorginho giving the ball away, letting himself get tackled a bit, and only passing sideways. But even then, he wasn't even the worst person for that. It has to be Kovacic that was the worst player on the pitch for us on the Sunday game. So he was, whatever Jorginho was doing, Kovacic was doing it worse. He was giving more balls away. I don't think I even saw him pass forward once. And then when the fans started clapping Kovacic going off because of who come on, that's kind of worrying as a player.
And it's a shame for me because I actually think Kovacic is a fantastic player. The big thing for me yesterday, actually, and I think it's something that we just have to discuss. Why is he not starting Hudson-Odoi? If you're looking at the team, we obviously don't have any John Terrys in the team. We don't have any Frank Lampards in the team. We certainly don't have anybody who's aggressive. If you're not talking about British-born like Drogba or Diego Costa in the team, we don't have that because I think if we had one of those players on the pitch yesterday, the result would have been different in a positive light. So Hudson-Odoi and Loftus-Cheek, for me, I think the only reason Hudson-Odoi wants to leave because he knows he's not going to get any game time. But if he knew he was going to get game time, of course he'd stay at Chelsea. So why wouldn't we play him? Because they're clearly the two players that are hungry to play for the club. It's really bizarre to me when the others aren't doing their job properly, in my opinion.
Fight goes a long way. When you're fighting to get into the team, you're going to be putting in performances every week. You know, you're going to have that fear of if I play bad, I'm going to be dropped. And I think in Sarri's eyes, when Hudson-Odoi makes one mistake, he's thinking, "See, I told you he's not ready for this league." But when like the likes of Willian and Pedro, like Willian's
just
corners,
get put in the team all the time.
Like Willian's corners, I think I only saw one corner from Willian actually go over the top of the first man at Wolves. And that's the problem we've been having.
To be fair, before Hazard's goal, Hazard took some poor corners himself, which hit one of the Wolves players straight away. Don't even think it got past their ankles really, straight to him.
With corners, it's a bit worrying because
our corners have been terrible.
It's something that you should be practicing a lot. It's a major flaw in what we're doing at the moment, and I mean the only time we have a corner that normally works is when we pass it short, but when we've got the likes of Luiz who can jump up and head one in, Higuain who can do the same, Rudiger, and you should be putting it into their heads. Like when he scored that header against United, it just shows that he can get above other defenders. And I don't know why you wouldn't be practicing putting the ball into the box and putting it on their heads. Like,
I don't think any of them are doing that at the moment, and I really just don't believe that they are motivated in the same way that other teams are. And I think you can see what Ollie's done at United. Completely, that they just want to play for him. They just want they're enjoying playing football again, and they're getting results out of it. And I don't really see that with us. So we are going to do a video on Sarri in a minute, and we're going to argue that. I'm sure you're going to love me again for whatever I say. But no, it is a bit worrying. And listen, we are going to do also a video on top four, whether we can get top four. That all sort of comes into it. But I think overall, just to say that yesterday was just a massive disappointment, really. And I think it's just a bit flat. The football just seems a bit flat. So whether that's Sarri's or the players' fault, whoever's fault, we're not playing at our best because I don't look at the pitch and see a group of players that aren't very talented. I don't see a group of players that aren't world class because if you look at all of them, even Kovacic though, he's come from a fantastic club and he's not performing well. Pedro has played Champions League football for other clubs. Yeah, exactly. Aside from Chelsea, and I think to me, I mean, Kante is one of the best holding midfielders in the world. Yeah, he's out of position slightly, but you know, we've got some world class players in our team who aren't playing like they're world class. If that makes sense.
With Kante, as much as he's been an amazing, holding midfielder, playing, at the back of the midfield, being defensive, he has got that talent going forward as well, which he's shown this season. So I think the problem with Kante is, as good as he is going forward, there isn't defensive cover for when Kante goes forward. Yeah, and that's where we're struggling.
And I also think that, and I'm actually with you on that one. I'm not. Okay, I would rather him being in a central midfield role as more a defensive role, of course. But if I'm not opposed to them moving in further forward, but I think the rest of your team has to be performing exceptionally well for you to do that, and we're not. Yeah. So it's a bit like you move him out of position when the rest of the team aren't really gelling together.
I think the best example was when we had Matic, because obviously when Kante went forward, Matic was there to cover. Obviously, Matic being the defensive midfielder he was when he was playing with us, that was what we needed. And obviously, Jorginho, as much as he's like a regista, you know, he just moves the ball about, gets the constant game flowing, and Kovacic, Barkley, Loftus-Cheek, whoever starts alongside them two, again, it's more attacking minded. And even though Sarri's got the mind to dwell on an attacking team, it just needs time. It's when you can't just have it flowing perfectly for a season. Like, it worked for the first 2 months because it wasn't identifiable. But now that everyone knows, take out Jorginho, take out this person, that's something you need to work around. So to get the attacking football, you need to try and get the team that he wants. And unluckily, we can't do that with the transfer ban at the moment. But I think we've got loan players that we can call back who could fit that style.
But do you know what worries me about that though? Sarri is so, we probably should discuss it in our Sarri video, but Sarri is so reluctant to play with likes of Loftus-Cheek and Hudson-Odoi. What makes you think that he's going to bring back loan players who we don't even want at the club and then he's going to play them? I think it's bizarre.
I think it's a transfer ban. I think it's like when you've got no other option to do something, you've got to do it. So, I mean, we've got an option to extend Higuain's loan, which we might have to do just because of this transfer ban. But I mean, I think you've just got to put faith in the kids sometimes. Like, they've got the fight, they want to get into the main team, and when you're fighting for something, you're naturally going to perform better because you're trying to prove a point. So when it comes to Loftus-Cheek and Odoi, which they proved in Kiev home game, that they can link up well, they play very, very good off each other, and goals can be created and chances can be created. I don't see why they should be getting starts. I don't see why they should be on the bench. They should be starting.
Yeah, totally. Okay, guys, well, we are going to now do some further videos. We're going to go into more detail about some of the problems we're having. Listen, let's not take away from Hazard's goal yesterday. It was a fantastic goal. Just when you need Eden Hazard to put up with something like that, he does. And I wish that, but you know, I don't think Hazard has been selfish enough this season. I think he's always looked up to try and pass somebody else when he could have just taken it on his own and done it. And I think he's more than capable of that because it was a wonderful goal.
Well, there's been times this season where Hazard has been able to step up. You know, I mean, Liverpool in the Carabao Cup, when he took it on himself to take that amazing solo goal, dump what would have been one of the favourite teams to win the cup out of it. And then there's been times where he's done it this season where he's been dribbling, but then he just looks up to find the pass. And I think with a world-class player like him, he's one of the best players in the world when he's on his day. He can easily just create himself a chance and either put it on a plate for someone or finish it himself.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so at least we've ended the video on a high note there. Please comment below, let us know what you thought of the Wolves game. Okay, it wasn't a loss, but for me it's a massive 2 points dropped when we're trying to get top four. I think we're just outside the top four now. We're about a game behind. So it is going to be tough though with everybody's fixtures. I don't expect it's going to be easy for other teams, but if I'm being honest, if we can't salvage a win against Wolves at home, it does worry me a little bit. Wolves are a good team, of course, but we need to win in these games. You know, at the end of the day, we're a top four side and they're not, so we need to be getting the points from somewhere. So comment below, let us know your thoughts, and if you like this video and you like Ben, please click the subscribe button, and we'll have him on more often.